Right, so let's get started. So first and foremost, can you tell me your name, spell it for me, and your position and what agency that you're with?
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Dominic Lee, Dominic, last name Lee. I own Real Estate Redesign with my partner, Scott Wheaton. We are a team within Remax Okemos.
Okay, all right, perfect. So let's talk about the housing market right now.
Let's
I've
do
done
it.
multiple stories about this. I think
Yeah.
the last time I did a story about it, they basically said that there's more options for buyers right now, a little bit more than before. So I kind of want to talk about what's going on right now. Is that the same situation? Are we kind of heading back into a more normal real estate market now? Tell me about it.
Yeah. So if you're saying by the word normal, if we're talking about a more balanced market, we are in a more balanced market right now. But that happens naturally, usually every time the colder seasons come in Michigan. And that's simply because there's less buyers on the market, which supports the low inventory we currently have on the market. So we kind of have we have a higher sales price right now, which is beautifully nice for sellers. Obviously, right now we're at about 215 average sale price in 2021, and we're obviously wrapping up the year. Last year, we finished the year at about $195,000 average sale price, and that's for the total Greater Lansing area. With that being said, homes are selling quicker than they were even last year. So that intimidates a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers. But what I continue to tell our buyers is even though that it's still a competitive market and prices did rise, just a little bit under 10% this year, we are still seeing more opportunities for you because your interest rates are so low and they continue to drop. They dropped even from last year towards the end of the year, which is beautiful because obviously if your interest rate lowers, it means you can afford more if you're financing the purchase of your home. So there's so many options right now. We still have low inventory. We're sitting at about 500, just under 500 listings total in the Greater Lansing area. During the summer months, to kind of put it in perspective, we sit at about 1,000 to 1,100, sometimes upwards towards 1,300. It just really depends on the time of year. So we do have a little bit of a listing shortage, but that comes naturally in the winter.
Okay, all right, perfect. So even when I did this story, I think I did it like in May or something, the first time I did it.
Right.
The real estate agent I was speaking to basically said like the market's hot. Like this
Yeah.
is very competitive to
Right.
even just putting the price down for a specific house, and you're just competing with so many people.
Yeah.
So overall, looking at this entire year, I'm looking back, what are your thoughts on the housing market prior to it and now? Well,
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. So I would say it was absolutely bonkers, definitely during the summer. It was an emotional roller coaster because my company and we really like to get like kind of into the transaction with our buyers, especially if we're working with a buyer. We'll go through the ups and downs with them. And sometimes it was definitely emotional because when you're touring a home, and especially if you're a first time home buyer, you're going to fall in love with the house and you're going to think that that house is yours and you really want it. And it can sometimes be emotional when you're competing against 5 or 6, sometimes upwards towards 10 other buyers just to try to buy this home. They're all putting in bids. They're calling for highest and best. It can get kind of crazy. So that was definitely the case in the middle of the summer months. Now, I will admit, kind of luckily for our buyers, it's starting to cool down a little bit. In fact, it was 2 weeks ago, I had my first buyer get an offer accepted without competition. And that hasn't happened all year for me. We've been competing the whole year. So that was good news for them. They saw the house, they loved it, they put in an offer, and it was accepted immediately because there was no other offers that they had to present to the sellers. So that's the good news for the buyers. I would say compared to last year, I would even say compared to last year, it was even more competitive during the summer this year. It really was. It was crazy. I've got a team we've got total 7 agents, including myself and my business partner. So at a time, we probably have between 20 and 30 total buyers within the company that we have on standby that we're looking for actively for clients. And all of them were submitting offers and competing with 5 or 6 other people usually. So we just had to kind of hold them down, try our hardest and put in a competitive offer and hope for the best. And if it was meant to be, it was meant to be.
All right, perfect. And so I guess what season is this? Is this a good season for buyers or is this a good season for sellers right now?
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say it's pretty in the middle right now. It's definitely still a wonderful season for sellers because your average sale price is still higher than it was last December. So it's a wonderful time to sell still. Things are flying off the shelves. We inputted a listing just last week and it sold within 12 hours. So it's still a great time to sell. With that being said, I know this is kind of a mixed answer. It's still a great time to buy. In fact, I just purchased my primary residence a couple of weeks ago because things have slowed down and it actually gives you time to breathe and search kind of on the market and look at what you like and really kind of take it in before you submit an offer. I will say it's still competitive. So it's not like you can sit and take a week to try to make a decision. I usually am telling my clients, hey, think about it overnight and let's see if we can make a decision tomorrow. And if you can't make a decision tomorrow, let's wait another day and see if we can do that. And even then, it sometimes can be kind of risky because you have so many buyers going through homes still to this day, but it's pretty balanced right now. Great time to buy. I'm telling all of our buyers, if you want to make a move, don't be scared by the winter. It's not that bad moving in the winter, especially if you hire a moving company, and we can make it happen. And it's a little bit less competitive. So if you want to make a move, let's do it.
All right, perfect. And you just as an agent, how does it make you feel just going through this entire year?
Yeah, it made me feel a little bit exhausted at times. I'll admit that. We were running all over the place. I feel truly blessed, to be honest, though, because it's just amazing. Even though, I'm a younger guy, I've only been in the industry, I'm going on my fourth year, but it's been the most amazing 4 years of my life. It's been busy. We've had just a crazy amount of business, and we've been able to help a crazy amount of families, which is what truly matters. As we got into this company, I started Real Estate Redesign, which is our sales company, to help families move into their home and to help them get into that next chapter of their life. So it's been a true blessing, to be honest with you. We've helped, I think my team has helped almost 100 families this year. I think we're just under 90. So it's been an amazing ride this year, and we've been able to help a lot of people. And even though it's been exhausting, it's been really rewarding.
Okay. And so did you have any people who were competing at the time and did end up getting their dream home, or not yet?
Yeah, absolutely. We've helped a lot of people. In fact, we right now, the average amount of homes that we're showing a buyer right now, I think, is about 5. So we're only showing the average buyer about 5 homes before that we get them into a home and have an offer accepted, which is a pretty good rating right now. You'll hear of some other agents that are showing, 10, 20 homes at a time just to try to get them into one. But we've had a bunch of families that we've been able to get into a dream home this year, and it's been really remarkable and a lot of happy times for people.
All right, perfect. And so how are they feeling actually just being able to get the home that they want?
Right. Most of them, we get continued texts after the sale that they're beyond happy. They love the home. It's been kind of crazy because we are, kind of still in the midst of COVID, but there's less restrictions right now. So people are just feeling blessed. Because in fact, kind of when COVID happened, people really figured out that they wanted a bigger home usually, or they wanted to move to a different area because they were stuck at home for so long. So they saw all the flaws of their current home, or they were stuck in their apartment and realized that they wanted an actual home because they were renting before. So it's kind of been, I would say, even a little bit more rewarding this year because I feel like people are a lot happier this year purchasing a home because they're getting something that they realize they actually want because they've spent so much time at home the last couple of years. So it's been amazing. Smiles usually all around. It's usually a celebration. I've definitely gone to my fair share of housewarming parties this year from clients and stuff like that. Sometimes it's hard juggling them all because we'll have 2 or 3, on a Friday night or something like that. But it's been a lot of fun for sure.
Okay, perfect. And any tips or advice for any buyers or sellers that are thinking about it right now?
Yeah, I would say I'm going to start with buyers. My tip to a buyer would be really make a list with your agent. Find a good agent, find an agent that has time to show you around, that's not too busy, but actually has some experience in them. Because if you find an agent that's experienced and has time, they'll really take the time with you to sit down, find what they want, and then kind of attack it from an engineered perspective where it's like, I know what you guys are looking for. I've been in this with you guys, and I can really feel your taste and find a home that's going to fit you guys perfectly. And then take time and don't be afraid to pull the trigger. It's definitely a scary transaction because it's large. It's sometimes the biggest transaction of most people's lives. It's obviously going to cost a lot of money and things like that. So it can be a little nerve-wracking. But my advice to buyers is obviously what I already said, and kind of put your trust in your agent. If you're with a good agent that has a great track record, they know what they're doing and they're going to help you. And then do your due diligence on the property. Obviously, do your inspections, do as many inspections as you're comfortable with until you feel comfortable in the home, and then pull the trigger, purchase it, move in, and live a happy life. For our sellers, my advice to them is put that house on the market right now. I mean, there's a lot of people waiting, and for very rare circumstances, I do suggest waiting until the spring market. But right now, the majority of homes can be listed and sold within just a matter of a week or two. So sellers, put your house on the market. It's a great time to list your home. That prices are still high and they're still flying off the shelves. So if you're thinking of buying it or selling, it's a great time right now.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't ask you?
Not really. You kind of asked all the good questions. Like I said, if you're thinking about buying and or selling, it's a wonderful time. People are still in the market. If you're thinking of selling, there's plenty of buyers right now. We still have buyers we're trying to get into homes and that are kind of on the sidelines. And if you're a buyer, there's plenty of homes getting listed still to this day, even though we're in the midst of winter. And sometimes it might be even easier if you wanted to buy because it's not as competitive during this day and age. And there's still plenty of inventory out there. So it's great opportunity for both buyers and sellers right now.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So those are all my questions. If I have any more
Awesome.
questions, I'll definitely just shoot you a text. This
Sweet.
will air either at 6 o'clock or 11 o'clock today, but I will send the link once the show is over.
Awesome. Do we by chance get like a recorded version or something like that? We have a marketing coordinator. I'm sure she would love to.
Like the actual video that airs, or
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll send a copy.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
No problem. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye.